Hey everyone, Thornton here, and today we have a double whammy of a topic. One being about the XDefiant toxic workplace culture and what it means for the likely release of the game, especially with better studios, at least in terms of workplace environment like Arrowhead and Embark with the finals in Helldivers 2. Of course, we're also going to go ahead and talk about the new Call of Duty coming out, Gulf War, and the open world campaign and what kind of hints and tips we're going to be expecting with an Xbox showcase. But without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. The story of XDefiant's demise before it ever even released is going to be something that we probably talk about for a very long time, because I cannot remember a game that was as hyped up as a first-person shooter to be the next big thing that quickly crumbled, like I said, before it even got a chance to release. Because Insider Gaming did an expose that laid bare the journey of XDefiant from its toxic work culture to years of delays and technical hurdles. And it becomes apparent that the game's fate has basically been, canceled at this point, or will never achieve the greatness that a lot of players wanted to see. Of course, the formidable Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War, which they were for some reason trying to emulate. This all begins with whispers from a boys club, which is an insidious clique within XDefiant's ranks, responsible for breeding discontent, missed deadlines, and a culture of crunch that gnaws at the very fabric of the development team. Now, this was initially conceived as a term for camaraderie. The boys club morphed into a symbol of toxicity, a cabal wielding power unchecked, making decisions driven by ego rather than expertise. Who could have ever seen something like this happening in Ubisoft? Not me. Actually, no, this makes a lot of sense. There's got to be one in EA as well, right? But the game's woes didn't actually stop there. You got the cascade of delays attributed to major technical issues like netcode failures as the project continued to spiral out of control. The netcode, which is basically the fundamental backbone of any online multiplayer game, ask Apex Legends fans, just trust me on that one, faltered under the weight of mismanagement and a refusal to heed warnings from the trenches of development, meaning that this boys club was warned, but they continually played it off and didn't really give any notice to it. And as that netcode crumbled, so did the morale of the initial development team. Reports of developers pushed beyond their limits, facing that crunch that we hear so much about in this industry, and facing mental breakdowns and disregard for their well-being, paint a grim picture for a workplace poisoned by unchecked authority and a lack of accountability, which is something that isn't that surprising when you consider that the video game industry is fairly new and in its infancy. But perhaps the most tragic aspect of XDefiant's downfall is its missed potential. This was a promising venture. This game had so much hype. It looked really fun from the early gameplay images and video gameplay we saw. And it was poised to actually challenge the status quo in competitive FPS games and the genre, which have been actually pretty stale. There hasn't been a ton of FPS games that have really taken the world by storm and held on to that title for a long time. And like I said, now it finds itself overshadowed by the looming presence of Helldivers 2 and the juggernaut that is coming right around the corner, that is Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War. Now, Helldivers 2 isn't exactly an FPS, however, it does have a pedigree of engaging gameplay and cooperative mechanics, and it gives you a fresh experience. And Arrowhead Studios is very, very vocal with its community as opposed to XDefiant's studio, which doesn't really communicate or give us a deadline on when this game is actually ever going to release. Helldivers 2 is just a lot more low-key, enjoyable experience. On the flip side of that, if you're looking for a competitive FPS, the announcement of Black Ops Gulf War is coming up at the upcoming Xbox showcase, which casts a long shadow over XDefiant. This game was supposed to release like 2 months ago, and we're already about to get some new information on Call of Duty. And I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan. I don't play every yearly release, but it is a titan in the industry, especially when it comes to FPSs. Call of Duty is continuing to innovate as they have ambitious plans for an open world campaign, unlike anything we've ever seen before, which we will be seeing at this upcoming Xbox showcase. So as XDefiant grapples with its internal demons and technical shortcomings, it stands at a crossroad. Can it actually still survive? Will it come out and still capture players' hearts and attention? Or is it at this point doomed to fail because it has just taken too long and too many other great games have been fresh, innovative, and taking the spotlight away from it? Let me know down below. Are you excited for either XDefiant, or are you also excited for Gulf War? Or, do you like Helldivers Finals and that's really all you're going to be playing for the foreseeable future? Also, don't forget to check out these videos right here where I cover more news on other video games. And until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.